The Witcher 4 is gonna be woke shit. There's sadly absolutely no other option left at this point. CDPR has fully embraced wokeness, ESG scores, and DEI initiatives. They are not hiring the best people, they are hiring the people with the right opinions. They recently, over the past 2 years, have fully switched to not being a Polish studio anymore, but to base themselves in California and the most woke part of Canada, aka Quebec. Yes, it is that absolutely over. And to just make it even worse at this point, the CEO of CDPR is just flat out lying to people and saying, oh, no one has left the company. All of the people who made The Witcher that you love are still there, except more than half of them. Now, granted, some of these people who made the game the way that people love and like are still there, but they are now the minority. More than 50% of people, the last time I checked, if I remember correctly, have left The Witcher 4 and are forming now their own studios. Most notably at this point, probably Rebel Wolf, with the Blood of Dawnwalker, which does seem actually really good and amazing. And this is what CDPR lost, and they replaced it with wokeness. And the situation, if that was just the situation, honestly, we would be still where we were a year ago. But the situation now is getting even bad. Worse. Not bad, but worse. A lot worse. Because CDPR has officially started attacking the fans. That's right. That's right. They are officially just attacking the fans. And now, obviously, this was just a question of time. Because we know that these people hate us. These people absolutely detest the fans of the Witcher franchise, and they honestly probably absolutely hate the Witcher series itself. These people are no different than the ones that made the Witcher TV series. They are once again just ignoring the book author, and it's not looking good. This just happened yesterday. The Witcher official account posted, "Do as I say, not as I do." Geralt, probably. Well, probably, who knows. And then there was one person who commented down below. Witcher 3 was great. Not buying Witcher 4. Which is, not even the worst thing to say. It's not egregious. He's not being mean. He's not being anything at this point. And I just want to also mention that this original post got 10k likes and almost 700k views. Well, this person got a third of the likes and 1/5 of the views, which means this tweet is technically on its way to ratio it. And with everything that has happened, the CDPR did do a response, and this is the response. And this got 1.5 million views, 20k likes, but there are some insane Witcher fans who do follow this account. And it's this, not buying the Witcher 4, and this is obviously filled with contempt. And we know that these people hate us. I mean, that is absolutely not a secret. And yeah, needless to say, the gaming community is not exactly taking this well, because we all know how it always ends when a game developer decides to attack the fans. Yeah, let's just not handle this respectfully. Let's just not ignore this. Let's just try to belittle someone. Not a good sign when the brand account is alienating their core audience. Lamau. True. And this is just a thing that we should have expected, because these people hate us. Okay? This was how Ciri looked in the original Witcher 4 trailer. This is her in all her disgusting glory. Doesn't look like a woman, looks rancid, talks down to every man, open contempt towards humanity in general. Absolutely filthy. This is still also her, just in a different lighting, because a lot of these people obviously love to lie about the conversation and say, oh, this is just the lighting and camera. Well, what about this? Even fucking worse, that's what I will say. Yeah, puffy face, manly exterior, a jaw better than fucking mine, giant nose, giant lips, eyes that don't make sense. It's disgusting to say the least. And people said that it's bad. People called the CDPR out, and well, this is how she looked in the fake gameplay demo. I'm calling it a fake gameplay demo, and that's a prelude, as we call it. And this is what she was changed to. And by the way, I mean, needless to say, this is a completely different character. Completely different nose, completely different mouth, completely different chin. Everything's different. It's a new character. They decided to rework her male skeleton into the female one. And you still had people. This is why this discourse with leftists is impossible, as the meme says. They will just try to pretend they don't understand the point that you're making. So there's no point in talking with this, because these people who defend actions like this from CDPR also try to say, "Oh no, this is the same as this. This is the same as this. There's no difference between them. In fact, if you think there's a difference, you're an evil Nazi chud." Why, thank you. I did not know you care. I did not know you. Oh, thank you. See how these things don't mean anything if you just ignore their words? They're powerless. These people have no facts, no rationale, no logic, no anything. They just try to shame you. And needless to say, it did not work. And, well, since this moment, I honestly think that CDPR has pretty much openly hated gamers. And, stuff like this, I think, really proves the point. I really do think it proves. Now, granted, they did change her exterior look, but she's still rancid, okay? If you watch this fake gameplay trailer, then you can see that she still has no value for human life. She pretty much detests humanity in general, and that's very modern. What can I say? Modern California values. It's hilarious that the Witcher account is getting a brave by taunting fans this early. True. Again, can you imagine how bad this is going to be when we get story plot details? You guys had one of the most disastrous AAA releases of all time. Correction. Cyberpunk 2077, even though it has been fixed, even though it has been massively upgraded, granted that was done by the old CDPR to a degree, there has never been a worse launch of a AAA game, even a AA game or an indie game, than Cyberpunk 2077. That's just fact. The strategy of preemptively attacking fans has literally never worked. Through and based, this is essentially confirming The Witcher 4 is about owning chuds, which is already a bad strategy on its own. Yeah. True, based, and real. 200k by the way, views. And needless to say, we all know how this works out. So I am expecting the best things from The Witcher. There's, by the way, more. Again, these are not even close to the only posts. I think I'm starting to see why game director for The Witcher 3 and other developers left CDR to make Rebel Wolves their own studio. Again, no one important left, okay? They're all still here. They're all still here. If you look, by the way, the fact that the CEO knows he needs to lie about it is probably the greatest example of how fucked we are. Because he did try to schmooze his way with evidence, and by saying, "Oh, if you look at the amount of people working while we made The Witcher 3 and the people now, it's the same number." Yeah, it's the same number. Too bad it's different fucking people. Oh yeah. This is not good marketing, the whole own the chud shame men blah blah blah. We know this. I mean, The Witcher 4 could not have done a more disastrous PR move, honestly, at this point. If you, and by the way, again, discourse against leftists is completely impossible. I'm pretty sure there have, since this is 9 minutes in, I'm pretty sure there already are people on the comments saying, Siri was supposed to be the next. Did I say she wasn't? Did I say she's a bad choice even? No. Siri is the understandable choice, but everything we have seen done to her is stupid. The fact that she is a literal, she's almost like a god in the universe at the end of everything. Her powers are ridiculous. And she sacrifices the ability to teleport so she can drink a water and see a little bit better in the dark. What are we doing? Anyway, this isn't the flex you think it is. Long-standing fans like myself who have played all the games, then read the books, hell, even the newest prequel one, aren't interested because you've broken important lore for DEI points. Yes. And instantaneously, the grand fucking leftist pretending that they're stupid. I honestly don't think they're pretending. I think they are this stupid. If you really read all of the Witcher books, I have my doubts, then you shouldn't be surprised or mad that Ciri is the protagonist in part 4. In fact, Ciri, not Geralt, is actually main character in the book series. By the way, the fact that Ciri is the main character in book series is fucking lies. She's important, but she's not actually the main character in that. The books revolve around her, but she's not the main character. So this is already, by the way, a lie. This is just the shit that these people make up to lie. Because all they can do is lie. Everything centers around her. Yes, everything centers around, again, this is just how stupid these people are. If you're reading a book about a group of people trying to get to a tower to get the MacGuffin of power, is the book about the adventurers? Or is the book about the MacGuffin of power? That's your argument. Clearly, the book is about the adventurers. Yes, everything they do is to get the MacGuffin of power, but at the end of the day, it's about the adventurers. And that series, well, Ciri has more of a role to play, but you get the point. This is a dumb point. And obviously, I should have probably started with the fact that this guy is just making the argument for him, okay? This person has not stated that Ciri is the problem. He is saying that DEI is the problem. And that DEI that he's referencing to is the fact that Ciri has just been made into a obnoxious, unreasonable, boring girl boss that has contempt for humanity, doesn't care about anything, and acts like a piece of shit. All in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, obviously. Also, there's going to be a backstory where it turns out she's from Africa. I made that up, but tell me you did not believe it for a second. You probably did, let's be real. And yeah, this is why discourse against these people is impossible. Also, this is something that CDPR posted. This is from June 16th. This is when Grumps reposted. I don't know when the original was made. The worlds we create are shaped by people behind them. Yes, that's why you literally put Alana Pierce in it. Bringing together individuals with different experiences, backgrounds, blah blah blah. It's just Vogue dribble. I don't need to read this. You don't need to read this. Here's the rainbow flag at the end. Have fun. Yep, that's how it is. Before I refuse to believe these NPCs' interactions with the Witcher 4 are real after watching the Cyberpunk 2077 demo. And this was the gameplay demo. This was the Witcher 4 gameplay demo, and there's probably already someone comment, this was not an actual Witcher gameplay demo. This was an Unreal Engine 4 demo that just happened to somehow magically look like a show how The Witcher 4 is gonna look like. But it's not gonna look like this because this is what the engine is capable of. Which, by the way, is a retard argument in itself. So, why are you showing me a gameplay example of something that's not gonna exist because no one's gonna actually do this, but the engine can do it? Well, like, how does that make sense? And my favorite part about this, obviously, was roughly right here, you know? Because this was just a demo. There was no gameplay. This was just to show off the engine. And I mean, I don't know about you, but personally, I don't know. I can't exactly tell why there is a guy with a controller pretending to be moving Ciri while this is just a recording. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Again, but I'm sure these people did not try to, pretend that this is actually how The Witcher 4 is going to look like in the actual gameplay. Yeah, this was also, needless to say, horrible. Because they clearly wanted people to believe that this is the Witcher 4 gameplay. And everyone kind of knows it. And, well, it's pretty bad. The Witcher 4 is a fucking Avatar gameplay. And as always, I don't know why people are celebrating layoffs like this. I know. It's because we don't like this. And the people who like this are are there and doing it, and they're gonna do it a lot. So yeah, the CDPR is probably dead. The Witcher 4 is obviously, I think, gonna sell pretty good, sadly. But after that, they're not. People are not gonna trust them. The Witcher franchise is gonna be dead. The new Cyberpunk is coming out, the animated series, which we're gonna see. Hopefully, it's good because it's done by, I forgot what's the studio, but it is a non-Vogue studio that does combat really well, so it should look a little bit good. Okay. In any case, the games, they're fucked. I mean, CDPR is as woke as it gets at this point. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like the video right now, and have a nice day. Bye.